All right, we're going to try to find out what that means. To do that, I'm joined at the big table by Julius van der Laar. To my far right, he's one of the architects of the Obama campaigns in 2008 and 2012. And next to me right here, Stephen Kuhn. He is a Trump supporter and a U.S. veteran of the Iraq War. Gentlemen, thank you very much for being on the day. Julius, I'll start with you. An Obama man through and through. What did you take away from President Trump's speech?
Look, I mean, I think if you strip all the pomp and circumstance of this inaugural address and the whole circumstance of this inauguration, for that matter, I think you've seen a pretty on-message, on-brand Trump speech that we've seen throughout the campaign. It was a populist message of, make America great again, America first. And so, again, if you take everything away from it, it is a 100% on-brand message that Trump has been delivering for the whole campaign.
So no surprises. Absolutely. Do you feel the same, Stephen?
Exactly the same. No surprises. Brand, original, authentic.
Who was he talking to?
The Midwest.
No, come on. No, I'm not from the Midwest.
Seriously, who was he talking to? Was he talking to the people who voted for him or the people who also did not vote for him?
He was talking to every American who was listening and those who weren't listening. He was talking to the nation as a whole, as he repeated many a time, together we shall, together we will come, together we will this, together we will that. And I think it's important that we try not to cherry pick the bad things out and look at the good things, find the commonalities, and let's go forward together. For me, it was emotional watching Obama leave the office, get on the plane and leave, and it wasn't particularly a president who I liked, who I actually voted for the first time, believe it or not. It was sort of like, wow, end of an era. But I'm much more excited about the new era.
Yeah, but, okay, he was saying we're going to make America great again. He wants to bring more jobs. But, he had Obama sitting right behind him. Right. And he thanked Obama and the First Lady for helping with the transition. But in the same breath, he went into this dark picture of how America has become what it is. Right. And that's basically laying the blame where?
On Obama and his predecessors. Look, I was waiting for this uplifting moment. And I remember sitting here with you and some other folks at the big table just a couple months ago when we listened to the speech when he got nominated. Yeah. And it was sort of this dark Nixonian speech when people were waiting for a new era to sort of trump that, sort of looked forward. And I think the same thing happened here during this speech as well. People were looking for the grand theme, the grand vision. And I don't think we saw it. Now, look, he sort of said, I'm going to go with exactly what got me here. I was hoping for a message for him to unite the country, to say, let's move forward. I heard a message that went exactly after his base, and I think from that point of view, it was brilliant. He mobilized his base once more. He said exactly what they wanted to hear as they did moving in.
But that's not unifying the country if you're just talking to your base. That kind of surprises me, actually.
I don't see us talking to his base. When he said all that we will put behind us and we look forward, only as today we only look forward. We only look forward. And I believe that he means it in that way. Whether or not he's not the Obama orator. But he's a very simple talker because he touches more people like that than if he tries to overcomplicate the situation or whatever you want to call over-articulate. Everyone knows President Trump as he is, and he was authentic today, and that's what got him there.
Well,
I think
Stephen, do you believe him? Do you think we have a new president who is honest all the time with the American people?
I think.
Yes or no, Stephen?
Yes, I think it's going to be hell-bent hard to find somebody else who's more honest because of many, many factors, because of who he is, because of what he's been through and what got him there. He's bound to honesty, not only to himself, but to the people. He's put a lot up to the American people. It's now time to deliver, and I believe he will.
Julius?
I think there are a number of steps that he could have taken in order to close the ranks. So to say, let's move forward together. It's true, we didn't hear a lot of I. During the campaign, it was always I, Donald Trump, when I'm in the White House, and so on and so forth. But just a few feet from him, there was sitting former Secretary of State, his rival, Hillary Clinton. It would have been easy to just say one sentence, to reach out across the aisle and say, let's move together, let's keep going. Chuck Schumer, Democratic Senate leader, who was over there giving an introduction, he could have said something nice about him as well. Just a couple of days ago, before the inauguration, he said, that's the clown from the other side. So I'm just saying, let's get beyond the campaign rhetoric. Let's move forward together.
He during the campaign, he showed the Republican Party the door and told the Democrats, what they could do with their whatever. He did that in the speech today as well. You know, politicians who say a lot and do nothing, and he was both parties. He was today the president of the U.S. and the leader of his own party.
Of the people, leader of the people.
What does this mean then for the Republicans and the Democrats?
I think we saw afterwards on the table where he was signing his nominee sheets there. Both parties were there. Both sides of the aisle were there. They were smiling. They were grabbing for the pens, the inaugural pens. You know.
Yeah.
It was an exciting scene.
You know, a lot of political scientists looking at this would say that we are in a process of being desensitized. That when we look at a strong leader like that who is over the parties, we're looking at the cult of personality taking over. And that could be a threat to democracy. Do you see that?
I don't see that at all because of where the movement comes from. You know, I think this movement on its own, the people were waiting for something, someone to show up. And it's not like it's a surprise that he's running for president. He's been saying this since he's been 30,
Yeah.
You know, playing with that.
Julius, last word. The future for Obama.
Well, I think he's going to stay involved. But let me just say one thing about the future of the country and the future about the world. I think what struck me in this speech, there was no big idea. And I was waiting for it. He said America first, and one more time, America first. It was about isolationism. And I had the feeling that this made the United States small, especially in a world where we need it big. And so I was waiting for that moment where he reached out and he sort of sent a signal to the world that, let's say, look, let's do business. Let's try to move beyond our differences. And let's make, you know, not just America great, but let's look for peace.
All right. Well,